Okay, today we're here with Richard, and we're going to be talking about his 2021 Jeep Gladiator and everything he's done to it. Okay, so let's start off with the tires. What size tires do you run?
I use a Super Swamper SSR. It's a 37 by 1250 on a 17-inch rim.
Okay. How do they perform on the street? Do they make any noise, or how are their road mannerisms?
Street life is good. Noise-wise, it's got a low hum, but I enjoy the hum. And they're radial tires, so like the street life's been very well.
Yeah, about how many miles do you have on them right now?
Right now, I got about 20,000.
20,000. Okay, and they're probably what, about half life, huh?
Yeah, I'd say about half.
Okay, well that means 40,000 miles out of a aggressive mud tire like this. That's actually really well. How do they perform off road? Like, how do you enjoy them off road?
They performed well so far off road, taking them through the mud, rocks, different things like that. But yeah, like I've had no issues airing down. They grip really well, and yeah, I'm pleased with them.
That's good. And what rims do you have that wrapped around?
Right now, I have some Icon rebounds. They're 17-inch by 9s in the gunmetal gray, I think.
Yeah, there's some nice looking rims there. Okay, so what lift kit did you have to put on here to be able to run those 37s?
Lift kit I have on it right now is Clayton Off-Road. I believe it's their Overland Plus lift kit. It's a 3.5-inch. Comes with adjustable control arms, front and rear, the adjustable track bar, and the sway bar end links. I believe that's it.
And are those adjustable control arms, are those single heim joint, correct?
Yeah, just on the frame side.
And then the track bars, those are also single heim, or are they double heim joint?
I believe the track bars are double heim.
Okay. And that allowed you to run a 37-inch tire with it completely clearing it, full flexed, articulated, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you also have, because this is the Rubicon package, you have the electric sway bar disconnect. So whenever you flex, you full flex, and there's no rubbing. You actually went, we'll change gears. So you actually went with this bumper because the OEM bumper actually would rub the tires whenever you were full flexed while turning, correct?
Yeah. So when the tires were tucked up completely with the stock bumper, because I had the stock plastic, not the steel bumper that you can take the ends off of. Yeah, I had contact with the front bumper from the tire, so went ahead and went with the stubby bumper to eliminate that issue.
Okay. So that's probably the only issue anyone would really run into running 37s with a 3.5-inch lift is possibly the bumpers.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the lift did not come with shocks, so you bought shocks. What shocks did you buy, and what was the reason for purchasing those?
I went with the Terraflex Falcon 3.3s. They're the quick adjust shocks. It just allows me to change the setting depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm daily driving, I can have it set to 3 so I get less sway in the body. But off-road, I can set it down to 1, and it's a bit of a smoother, more comfortable ride.
Oh, so basically you can adjust the stiffness of the ride of the shocks. Okay, that's nice. How much did you pay for those? They're door reservoir shocks?
Yes, sir.
What was the price on those shocks?
At the time, it was $1,700, I believe.
Okay, and what was the price of the lift kit?
The lift kit, I think it was like $25.
Okay. So let's go back to the bumper. This is from Rebel Off-Road, correct? And it's American made, all American weld, and everything like that. What did you pay for this bumper?
The bumper, the front and rear, I bought them as a package off of Rebel Off-Road. I believe the package deal was right around like, I think, $1,800.
$1,800, okay. And then on the rear, they actually have the bed sliders, right, to protect the bed whenever you're actually coming down off obstacles, because your departure angle is worse because it's a longer wheelbase. So they even thought about that on this bumper setup, so that way you have a less probability of damaging the rear bumper, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes with the rear sliders for the back quarters, the more tucked up rear bumper, and then the stubby front.
Okay, and then you also changed out your OEM sliders from the Rubicon to actual rock sliders, and these rock sliders actually have a drop down on them for your step, so you can get in and out of your truck a lot easier, because, you know, being lifted, it does make it significantly challenging to get in and out of a vehicle depending on the height. What are your thoughts on these rock sliders? Are you happy with them? Would you go with them again? And how are their function when it comes to off-roading and their actual mechanical drop-down arm?
Yeah, they're the sliders are from Rockslide Engineering. They're the Gen 3 sliders. They are great for for daily driving wise, for me getting in and out. They work great with a 6-inch drop down on the step, be able to step in and step out of the vehicle. And functionality-wise, taking them off-road, they're advertised as basically beat them up or whatever, and they'll still keep working. Not like the regular amp ones that you would see on most vehicles or whatever.
Okay, well, that's good. And what did they cost roughly for the actual sliders themselves, and then with the installation? What was the price for something like this that you could expect to pay?
The sliders itself were around $3,000. With installation, it was like a little under $4,000.
Okay. Also, going with the 37s, did you do any work to your vehicle to accommodate the bigger tires for lack of power? Did you do any gear work, or did you get a programmer, or what did you do to compensate for the oversized tires?
No gear work has been done, but I did buy the Z Automotive Taser, the JL Mini Taser. It's a program that you install right behind the OBD2, not to the OBD2 itself, but just behind it. And it has functions in there that allow me to change for like tire size, gear ratio if I were to change, along with many other features listed on their website.
And that allowed you to reprogram the transmission, so you don't even notice a difference in performance going from a 37 up to, or going from a 33 up to a 37.
Me personally, no. Like I saw a lot of videos about it saying that people notice the shift points from 7 to 8 because it's 8 gears or 8-speed transmission, that it doesn't stay in there. But I've never really had that issue as far as I can tell.
So this is the Rubicon right here. So this is one of the top-end trucks that Jeep offers, and it's the leather trim, the leather package, and then you have the front rear locker. You also have all the other comfort creatures and all the features for the truck that Jeep offers. Did you have any issues with the vehicle at all in general? Because I know that with these newer trucks, they have that FAD system. Did you have any issues with that at all?
One of the earlier off-road trips, we ran into an issue where the front axle disconnect, the FAD system, ended up breaking on me. We got it corrected by taking it to the dealership. Took 2 times, though, for them to get the issue fully corrected, but since then, I haven't had any issues with it.
Okay, so was there anything else that you did to this truck as far as it goes for performance or upgrades? Did you do anything to like the lights or anything else to the vehicle at all?
I installed some of the Oracle flush mount taillights on the back to alleviate the amount that the rear taillights on the factory stick out. Good lights, but I've had some issues with the LEDs going out on them. It's happened twice, but both times they've been warrantied, and I just received the replacements recently, so I'll be swapping out the bad one again.
Okay. So overall, how would you say the truck performed on the trails off-roading? Because this is a longer wheelbase truck, and even being on 37s with a 3.5-inch lift, being a longer wheelbase, you have a higher breakover angle. Have you noticed any issues with the 37s and the 3.5 that held you back, or how's the trailing been in this truck overall?
I think it's been good. There's some issues that I've run into because of the longer wheelbase. I ended up catching up on rocks due to the longer wheelbase. Instead of it being like a JK where it kind of just crawls up, I end up hitting in the front and the rear at the same time and having to crawl both wheelbases up at the same time. So, but you find the correct line, correct angles and stuff like that, and it works out in the long run.
Yeah, just like I'm sure with the shorter wheelbase, there's obstacles that are too steep for the short wheelbase that they can't climb up. But I'm sure since you're longer, that's where you dominate, you shine, having a longer wheelbase. It's just the departure angle that seems to be probably the biggest hiccup, but that's why you got that bumper to compensate for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, is there anything else I'm missing, or anything else you'd like to add about the truck, or you'd like to mention about it before we end the video?
Been a joy to drive. Like, I've enjoyed owning it. I hope to continue owning it for a very long time, taking it places, seeing what this beautiful country has to offer.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, that's the video. If you found this entertaining, or if you found any of this helpful, I'd appreciate it if you could go ahead and like that, hit that like button, and subscribe if you'd like to follow along, because we're going to be having more videos come out of walk-arounds and other vehicles, and obviously a lot more off-roading. So thank you for staying tuned, and until next time, appreciate it.